And at paragraph 24, you are responding to the question posed at 2.5.7, and here you were requested to speak to your relationship, if any, to Mr. Brown Mogotsi. You deal with that at page 24, starting at paragraph 16.
I can confirm that I came to know of Mr. Brown Mogotsi when he called me at the time that the SAPS had raided my house. Prior to this incident, I had no dealings with Brown Mogotsi. Brown Mogotsi impersonated to me that he was from the office of the Minister of Police, and it will appear that he was using his strategy to entice me into giving him financial assistance.
Now, then you say prior to this incident, you had no dealings with Mr. Brown Mogotsi. I'm reading your second sentence. Did you know him prior to him making this call to you?
No.
So with that statement that you had no prior dealings with him, it includes the fact that you didn't know him?
Yes, I've never, yes.
You had never met him before?
No.
You had never had any communication with him?
No.
Now, the raid at your house, if I understand it correctly, was the 6th of December 2024.
Yes.
So that is the operative date. And you indicate here that he called you at the time that SEPS raided your house.
Not the day, I think I'll say, the raid was on Friday, I remember.
Yes.
He called me, I think, on Sunday, 2 days after, yes.
So when you say at the time, you mean within a period around the date of the raid itself. And this, you are receiving a call code from somebody you don't know, you've never heard of before?
Yes.
And is there anything specific about this call that you think might be of relevance to the commission? Why are you putting it as a marker for a time frame?
Yes, he called and then he said to me, he's calling from the office of the minister.
Okay.
And then he's here to help me to open the case against the police.
Okay.
So I will say this, let me just go back and say why was he saying this? Because the following day, on Saturday after the raid, I was not sure whether those people are the police or not because they were wearing balaclavas. And then they took my cell phones and my company firearms and my personal firearm. So I thought I was robbed. So I went to the police station the following day. And then I wanted to open a case. So when I was busy giving the police the statement, and I think by the time they were supposed to register the case or something, they just realized that no, these were actually real police, because those firearms, if they were taken by thieves, they were not going to book them in the what is it called, the SAP 13 in the police station. So by then now I knew that those were police because of they booked in my firearms, but still they did not register my case.
Okay.
So it was on Saturday when I went to open a case the following morning. So on Sunday, Commissioner, you know, some of the things that I wouldn't want to comment on them because it's things that I say I will feel like I will incriminate myself. But let me not. I want to proceed with this testimony, but let me please not mention some of the things. Maybe in my supplemental affidavit, I don't know how we will deal with it. But let me just proceed, and then you will tell me where you need clarity, and then we can take it from there. So
yes, go ahead.
Yes. On Sunday, when he called me, he said he wants to help me in regards with opening a case against the police. And then I was interested because I wanted to open a case of harassment. And then That's when I got to know of him. And then especially when he said he's from the Minister of the Police. And then because I know that there by the police station, they refused to open a case against the police, then he was willing to assist. So what I think when they came for the second time for the raid, he asked money from me. He said he wants to bring experts from the police to do the investigation to find out who are these people who came to my house. But by then he wanted money. And then, yes, I gave him that money. I think it was 20,000, I think. He said we must book accommodation for those investigators. So that's when he started to raise a red flag for me, that why would the police need money if to do an investigation? But anyway, I gave him the money. And then when the police now came to my office, raided my office and went back to my house looking for me because of they were supposed to charge me because I was not supposed to have a spare key of my office where I keep my firearms, which I did not know that is unlawful. So they said they wanted to arrest me for that thing. So they came to my house to arrest me for that. So, but I was not at home. So on my way to my house, I found out that the police are there already. My wife called me when I was on my way home, said the police are here. They're looking for you. But what worried me is the police were wearing balaclavas again, and then but I'm supposed to be charged for a case of having a spare key of your own safe. So I had my own suspicions that something must be wrong here. They will just send a normal investigators, maybe with police in uniform, but not people with rifles and balaclavas for a spare key. So that's when I got engaged with Brown Mogotsi a lot. And then he said to me, yes, he will help, and then to get to the bottom of this and find out who are these people actually. But at some point, I got a call from a person who was very close to the former minister. And he said, the former minister of police. And he said to me, listen, because that thing now was in the media. I've already opened, by then I've already, what is it called? That agent interdict, the High Court interdict, agent application. I've already done that to stop harassment, and it's already been in the media. So this guy called me and said, listen, I see you're having problems here. Come to KZN, then I have someone who will help you with this problem. Then that's when I got to know the former Minister of Police, Mr. Bheki Cele. So when I got to Mr. Bheki Cele, I'm still on Brown Mogotsi anyway, not, but I want to give you the context of when I was with Mr. Bheki Cele, I showed him that, listen, this guy, I showed him my communication with him. He claims that he's from the Minister of Police, but he wants money from me, and then he also says that I was helped them with the, what is it called? Is this function that ANC holds every year in January? I don't know what is it called. So, but he wanted money for that also. So, and then that's when the former Minister of Police said to me, you know what? Continue giving this guy money. Maybe if you do that, then he will lead us to, because he's saying that he's close with the Minister of Police. And then what are they doing? Asking for money is something that is unlawful. Maybe if we can get to the bottom of this. So that's when I kept on sending Brown Mogotsi money. So I paid also 150,000 to his account for that January 8th celebration of the ANC.
Now, I just want to retrace our steps and connect you with a Protea police station to open a case.
I don't know his name. But what I know is he said that guy he was from crime intelligence, but I don't know his name.
Did he appreciate or did he advise on the nature of a case you must open?
Can you please repeat that?
Did he advise on what kind of case you must open at Protea, or did he appreciate from your perspective what case you wanted to open? I mean, I'm trying to understand the extent of your conversation.
Yes, I wanted to open a case of harassment.
And he understood that you wanted to open a harassment case. You told him.
Sorry, Commissioner, because I think I'm leaving other facts behind.
Yes.
Because you'll end up asking me about why didn't you say this, so I don't know whether I need to go back or whenever you...
No, please, this is your moment, go ahead.
Okay, because on the second raid, when they came to my house looking for the spare key of the house, he's the one also who said I must open a case in IPIT.
Okay.
Yes, and then also the way he was pushing me to open a case in IPIT, I figured that this guy and whoever is working with, they are really fighting with these people from the PKTT, and I'm being used as a tool to fight that unit.
And did you then follow up with laying a charge with IPIT?
No, I sent him a message. I said to him, because he said my wife was assaulted and then I must, but in IPIT they wanted J88. Yeah, as I said to him, no, my wife does not want to do that. So then I did not do it anyway.
Your wife doesn't want to file a J88, or because your wife saying she's not assaulted, which
say that again.
Is the point that your wife didn't because she wasn't assaulted and therefore did not want to file a J88, or that she just did not want to start this process of completing and filing a J88?
She was not assaulted, but she was. I'll say she was assaulted, but not. They were poking her with a rifle on her shoulder.
Yes.
So here she had bruises here.
Okay.
In law, that would be an assault.
Yes.
And that was in the second of her raid?
The second one.
Okay. But you didn't end up opening that case of assault?
I didn't open it because, Commissioner, like I said, I have realized that the person who's helping me, but it looked like I was the one who was helping him actually, because he was pushing it more than I wanted to. So I did not do it.
Did you get an understanding of what you could have been helping him with?
That was something which I did not understand by then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you currently maintain, you say he called you and he offered to help you open a case. Did he say how he came to know you had been raided?
Did he say
what did he say was the purpose of his call?
To help me to open a case.
Following the raid on your house?
Yes.
Did he say how he got to know that fact, that your house was raided?
Hence, I think earlier I just mentioned that I know how now, but then I did not know.
Okay, how now?
So I'm saying the names of the people who I don't want to mention those names.
Okay.
Of how did he end up knowing me? Because it's part of the people who are under investigation and myself, so I do not want to go there.
So, are these members of SAPS or are these civilians? No, there are 62 million people at least in this country. You are safe if you say civilians. No one can take an educated guess.
One is a civilian, yes, and one is a member of SAPS.
Okay. Now, are these names you are willing to disclose confidentially to the Commission in your supplementary statement?
Yeah, they will be disclosed in my supplementary.
Okay. Now, most importantly, you were a businessman at that time. You've just been raided by people you say you were not sure were even police because you were worried. You were not sure whether police were raided your home or whether you had been robbed. You had that concern with you. No. Why did you accept an offer of help from somebody you don't know the first thing about? Why didn't you suspect that there's something fishy? Why should somebody come out of the blue to help me go open a case on a raid I have just experienced? I ask this to say, perhaps, I don't know, he must have said something to you that made you confident to conclude that you are dealing with a legitimate person. And if he did, what that something could potentially be? What could he have said to you?
What he said to me is, he's from the office of the minister.
Yes.
And then by that time, out of frustration, I didn't even think that far, that how did he end up?
Okay.
By now, like I said, I know.
Okay. Did he ever offer you, did he ever help you with the opening?
No.
Okay. Now, I am aware that you say you only got to know of him after around the time of the raid of your house. We know that is the 6th of December. Did you subsequently develop a relationship with him, whether as a friend or?
After he asked money, I knew this guy is not what he says he is, so I didn't have any relationship with him.
You didn't have any relationship with him?
No.
You say for January 8, you paid 150,000.
Yes.
Why would you do that? What would you be getting in return for that?
It was because of the advice from the former Minister Bheki Cele.
What would have been the purpose of paying 150,000? What did Mr. Cele say to you would be the purpose of paying 150,000?
To make him not doubt that I no longer trust him. Maybe he will end up leading us to.
Okay.
Sorry?
I was following you.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's because not to give him any suspicion that I no longer trust him.
Okay. So did you give any more?
No.
Give him any more?
No.
Chairperson, I'd just like the witness to finish the answer when he said it was to lead him to, you can just complete that portion.
No, absolutely. I apologize if I interrupted you. So let's take a step back, and it sounds like that there's an answer I might have interrupted and it's incomplete.
Yes, because he said he was from the Minister of the Police.
Yes.
And then the former Minister of Police, the other Mr. Bheki Cele, he said that giving him money because he strongly believed that this guy, he is working with the minister of the current minister then he thought by giving him money, I will end up getting close to them, to him and the former minister. The other former minister, let me just mention that because there's two ministers. I'm talking about Mr. Mchunu. Yes, Brown said, Mr. Cele said that maybe he will lead us to Mr. Mchunu.
Okay. Can I just ask so the raid is on the 6th of December, if I recall,
Yes.
in 2024. This was for the January 2025 ANC celebration.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Which is the 8th of January.
Yes.
So within that month, you gave him this 150,000.
Yes.
Okay. 2, when...
Sorry, and I also paid for their flight tickets. I didn't mention that.
Okay, so you paid more than 150,000 in that month. And then 2, when you say that Minister Cele, former Minister Cele said to you, give him the money, now that he's asking, give him the money, then maybe it will lead us to the minister. To what? What exactly were you discussing that he will lead you to discover? Exactly.
This is according to Mr. Cele. He said to me, Mr. Senzo wants to fire General Khumalo and hire General and replace him with General Khan to that position of crime intelligence. So, and then, yes, he said, yeah, that's what I can remember on top of my head.
But he was hoping it would lead you to that plan.
Commissioner, I will do this, so I will just, because I'll make a supplementary affidavit, so I will just have to put it in details, even this statement, so that I can...
No, that's fine. I'm happy that you deal with it further in your supplementary. Thank you.
Did you ever get to meet Mr. Brown Mogotsi? Because in your statement you mentioned the phone calls. Did you ever get to meet him and under what circumstances?
Yes, I met him.
When? And under what circumstances?
After the first call that he made, after the call, I met him in Sheraton Hotel next to the Union Buildings.
Yes.
Discussing that he will investigate these things from the minister's office. He even made a call in front of me, pretending to call the minister, or whether it was the minister, that I cannot confirm. Yes, I will say I met him. Was it once? I also met him in the other hotel in Johannesburg. I met him twice at the hotel in Johannesburg, the Houghton Hotel.
Did he assist you to open a case against the police?
He actually tried because he connected me with some, I just forgot the name, in somewhere in Soweto, in Pretoria. Protea North. But that case was never registered.
Was he there when you went to?
He was not there. He was not there.
He just connected you with somebody who was there?
Yes.
Okay.
And if not, when did it terminate, and what was the basis?
No, I don't have I actually hate him.
Why, if I may inquire, as a matter of...
He caused a lot of problems for me.
Yeah. When did this relationship end, as far as you're concerned?
After my arrest.
The 2025 arrest?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been in, because the notice required any communication you may have had with any of these individuals identified. Have you had direct communication with Mr. Mogotsi before you were arrested, but after you no longer liked him as much?
Yes.
When did I want to understand, when did your communication terminate, if it did, and not by reason of your arrest?
I did not terminate him. I did not terminate the relationship, but he was not, we were not the best of buddies because of what he was doing. I knew what he was doing, but because of what Mr. Cele said, I just kept him close. So to a day when I eventually got arrested.
So you eventually got to appreciate what, in fact, Mr. Mogotsi was doing?
Of course, yes.
And what was he doing?
It's two things here which I cannot be 100% sure. It's either he was using the minister's name, Mr. Senzo Mchunu's name, to swindle money from me, or he was working with him, but still he was asking money also on the side. So even today, I cannot be 100% sure whether he was working with him or not.
Okay.
But I know that he was using his name to ask money from me.
Okay.
Can I just get clarity on this? Other than him saying he will help you open cases against the police for the raid at your house 6 December 2024 and the raid at your offices that ended up at your house, what did he say you were going to get in return for helping him? What was in it for you?
For helping him.
For helping him, yeah. So other than the issue of him helping you open the two cases, what did he say was the benefit for you giving him money?
No, the benefit was not for me, it was for him. There was nothing I will benefit from him.
So you were giving him money without expecting anything in return?
I was giving him money because of what Mr. Cele suggested.
So that was the only reason?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did the first one you gave 5,000, now it's 150,000, and air flights, all in a space of a month. Did Mr. Cele give an indication of how you string him along I don't know, in my book, 150,000 for somebody you've known just for a month is rather steep, unless it's in your world, it's different.
So the question is, you're saying, did Mr. Cele indicate how?
Yes, how much you should invest in this stringing Mr.
No,
Mogotsi
that
along.
150,000 was the last one.
Yeah, but I'm commenting about, this is a month after you knew him and already you were plowing 150,000. You were comfortable with that?
Yes.
And if you're thinking, so I understand, if you were successful in your efforts, what would you have received in return to justify 150,000 rand investment?
Not myself.
Yes.
Mr. Cele was the one who was going to, if
Okay.
it was successful, it was Mr. Cele, not myself.
So Mr. Cele persuaded you to invest your money so that Mr. Cele can benefit. Is that, am I getting it right?
Yes.
Why would you invest your money for Mr. Cele to benefit?
I will say, he also helped me to, because I explained to him the situation, that yes, I've made a court application against this police, but this guy was pressuring me to do it. And then anyway, he said, no, if you withdraw this application, and then I will talk to the guys, and then you will even get your weapons back. And that thing really did happen.
Okay.
So after that, I was fine with it. I did not, anyway, I was not fighting with them, so I do not know what was happening by then. So.
Okay. So he had assisted you previously, so
Yes.
okay. All right. Your numbering of paragraphs sort of went slightly awry. 15.2, you deal with your relationship, if any, with General Pashani. At 15.6, misnumbered as 14. At 15.6 is your relationship with General Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. At 15.3, Lieutenant General Mulefefani. And at 15.4, with Major General Feroz Khan. And that concludes your testimony in regard to the relationships, the relationships you have with the various persons listed at Annexure A. You confirm that?
Yes, I confirm.
Now, looking at your paragraph 14, you have listed 13 persons there that you say are your co-accused in the Medicare 24 contract.
Yes.
And you request, in extending your privilege, that you not be required to comment or testify about any relationship you may have with any one of them.
Of course.
So, if we go to page 7, though, I realize that if one has regard to the 13 that you request that you not be questioned about because you're co-accused in the Medicare 24 contract, we look at those you deal with at paragraph 15, it still does not conclude the list at page 7. Would you please go to page 7 of that file?
I'm on it.
I'll give you an example. Your item 5 requested you to speak to any relationship you may have with Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibia. Item 8 requested the same of Lieutenant General Senzo Mchunu. 9 with former General Tema. 10 Major General Leseja Sinona, and so it goes. So there are persons in Annexure A that you have not included in your statement. Why is that?
Yeah, these are the people that will be added in the supplementary affidavit.
Why did they not form part of the statement? Because you do not explain, at least as far as I can see, in your statement that you will, if I may just complete this, that you will be addressing the remainder of the persons identified in Annexure A at a later stage in a supplementary affidavit.
Yes, I was just only referring to my co-accused. So these people here are not my co-accused.
No, sorry, perhaps I wasn't very clear. I'm saying if we look at the people at 14, you say these are your co-accused.
Yes.
But then you go further at 15, you deal with others who are not your co-accused.
On paragraph 15.
From paragraph 15, 15.1 to 15.4. As I read them out, it's Minister Senzo Mchunu, that's not your co-accused.
Yes.
Former General Pashani, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General Fani, and Major General Feroz Khan. So besides the fact that you don't deal with the ones you say are your co-accused, which is a different issue, you appear to have made a selection from Annexure A as to which relationship to talk about. And I point out that, for instance, you completely ignored the request that you talk to your relationship with Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibia, who's listed under 5, to Lieutenant General Kosi Sentumule, listed under 6, and Major General Sinona, under 10, former General Sandra Tema, under 9, Major General Shibiri, under 12. So my question was, besides the fact that I hear you will not deal with your relationship with your co-accused, you have gone further to make a selection to deal with only 5 of the remaining persons whose names appear on Annexure 5, and have chosen to ignore completely the other persons, with no explanation in your statement as to why that is the case. And I'm inviting you to explain to the commissioners why that is the case.
I will say is because these people, in my supplementary affidavit, it will explain further why I didn't include them now here. So because there are some reasons, I did that deliberately because I have reasons why I did not include them. But only those reasons will be found in my supplementary affidavit.
Are you in a position to share the reasons now and the detail then of the relationship you have with the respective persons to be included in your supplementary? The reasons I'm requesting is why they don't form part of this particular statement. And then you don't have to elaborate on the relationship you have with each one of them.
It will have to do with the recordings which I'm disputing. So I did not want to add them now because I have to now dive deep and explain why I'm saying I'm disputing the recordings, which we still have the transcripts that we still need to transcribe again because of some of them are unofficial transcripts.
So then if I understand you correctly, and I don't want to misunderstand you, anyone appearing at page 7 that you have not dealt with, it's your submission that they are to some extent impacted by or involved in the recordings that you intend to dispute.
Yes.
Is that the basis? I hear you. And that will become apparent when you submit your supplementary statement. Into paragraph 2.5.8 of the notice, but it's an unnumbered paragraph. Do you see where I am?
I can see it.
And you say at paragraph 2.5.8, and that paragraph in the notice required you to speak to your relationship with Mr. Maumela, and you deal with that in that paragraph. I guess we could number it 25 if we are to follow, but it's currently unnumbered. If you could read then that paragraph into the record.
Angwani Morgan Maumela is my friend and a person who I have previously conducted business with. At a point in time, he was a director of CAT VIP protection. I placed on record that I got to know Morgan between the year 2016 and 2017.
Okay. So you say you have previously conducted business with him. Are you able to speak to the nature of the businesses you conducted with him?
He was the director of my company, and then the other thing is makers also which are under investigation by the SIU.
So, sorry, I missed that. Please say that again.
I'm saying he was at some point a director of my company,
yes,
VIP Protection, and then the business that I'm referring to is something that I cannot speak about now because of self-incrimination, because the matter is under investigation by the SIU.
So this is one of the matters that then when you expound on this point, you'll give more detail on, and then you will assert whatever right you believe you have in law, and then you, as with the rest, you advance a basis for why you believe that you're entitled to assert such a right. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Then the next,
All of the names that have been excluded, because what you've done now is to give examples.
yes, we are able to,
If it will take time.
no, it won't, Chair. Perhaps I'm thinking of the best way to do it.
All right.
It would be to read the listed paragraph 7, and then we start with where he has itemized at paragraph 14, and then I'll relate it to the item number. Then I will call out those that are dealt with in paragraph 15, and then it will become apparent then who else is remaining. So it will just be a quick exercise of, so if we...
And sorry, Commissioner, to disturb. I actually wanted to ask clarity because I see here there is a, on the number 20, on page 7.
Yes,
Number 27, there's a Sergeant Zungu.
yes.
So I don't know because I do not know Sergeant Zungu, but I know Captain Zungu. So I don't know whether the commission made a mistake or what. So I couldn't comment on this, not knowing whether it's a mistake or not.
But I'll try and clarify that for you.
Okay.
So I will highlight Sergeant or Captain Zungu as a specific case.
Okay.
And it was unclear to you, as I understand it, who the commission was referencing. So I'll come back to you with clarity, and then you can deal with that
That's fine, thanks.
in the supplementary. Chair, then the quick exercise. I think the best way to go about it is to use Mr. Matlala's statement at paragraph 14. At 14.1, he deals with General Masemula. Now, the request that he deal with General Masemula is item 3 on page 7. It's followed by Brigadier Rachel Macheng and Rachel Macheng, Brigadier Macheng, is item 14 at page 7. The next is Brigadier Alpheus Teminkosi Ngema, and that is item 15 at page 7. That's followed by Brigadier Kirsty Yonker, that's item 17. 14.7, he deals with Brigadier Onika Ufenze Fwayele, that's item 19. That's followed by Colonel Anton Paulson, that's item 20. 14.9, it's Colonel Natsenge Johannes Munyai, that's item 21. Followed by Colonel Nonjabulo Nomfundo Mgadi, it's item 22. I was then requested to comment on his relationship with Colonel Tumisho Nehemiah Maleka, that's 24, item 24 at page 7. Followed by Captain Brian Neville Cartwright, that's item 25. And lastly, Major General Busisiwe Temba. That's item 13. I penciled it in as 26. This is in response to...
Sorry, Ms.
yes, ma'am.
Sorry, Ms. Sula, maybe just to finish off. So these are the only two business transactions that you've been involved with, Mr. Maumela?
Yes.
Just these two?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now we move on still at page 16. Once again, we're dealing with an unnumbered paragraph. I propose we scribble it in as paragraph 26. This is in response to paragraph 2.5.9. And once again, here you are asked to speak to your relationship with now Mr. Suleiman Karim. And under the heading at paragraph 2.5.9, you deal with that. Do you mind reading that into the record?
I confirm that I know Suleiman Karim. I previously approached Mr. Karim to request for funding for my company, Medicare 2420. As already alluded to above, I have since been charged with respect to the Medicare subtender, and as such, I do not wish to comment further on the nature of the relationship with Mr. Karim beyond confirmation that a funding agreement was concluded, the company belonging to Mr. Karim. I'm aware that there are ongoing investigations on the Medicare subcontract, particularly a financial investigation on the flow of funds from the said contract, and therefore I am of the view that any further comments beyond that which I have provided may lead to self-incrimination.
On this score, you reference a funding agreement concluded with a company belonging to Mr. Karim. What company is that? Which of his companies?
It's Tamiz or something. It's just Tamiz.
Tamiz. Okay. Now, when was this about timeline?
July, August 2024.
2022.
2024.
Oh, okay. Now, was that agreement given effect to that funding agreement, in a sense that was the funding extended by his company to you?
Yes, it was.
And how much, what's the amount of the loan?
It's 15 million.
Come again?
15 million rand.
15 million. And you say that you concluded in a funding agreement with a company belonging to him. Was it you personally, or was it one of your companies with this? You say it's Tamiz, a company belonging to Mr. Karim. Who is the other contracting party in this?
No, it was me and him.
You personally?
Yes.
Okay. And what bearing does this funding agreement have on the Medicare contract, if any? Because I see you are invoking once again a right not against self-incrimination.
Yes.
So if I could perhaps understand, what bearing does it have on...
Unfortunately, I couldn't go into the details of...
Okay. Now, you are able to furnish us equally with a copy of this agreement so that we can have an appreciation of how you extend its terms to the Medicare contract?
The agreement was done orally.
Oh, this one was an oral agreement.
I do, however, have, but it's an unsigned agreement.
Okay, but then I understand from what you're saying that he eventually, the loan of 15 million was eventually extended on the basis of an oral agreement and a gentleman's handshake. Is that a fair assessment?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Now, you say you know Mr. Suleiman Karim. Is he a friend of yours?
Who?
You say you know him, Mr. Suleiman Karim. He's a friend of yours.
Not a friend. I know him through his security business also.
And remember, I was quite surprised earlier. I think I'm quite jealous of the friendships that you have. You get 5 million without security. Now you're getting 15 million from somebody you know, close to you, with not even a written agreement in place. Why would he trust you with that amount of money? You say he's not your friend?
I don't know. That I can't answer for him.
Okay.
I can't.
On what basis did you expect him to trust you when he's not your friend?
I think...
Chairperson, again, the witness has said he's confirmed there was an agreement. He said this agreement goes into charges that he's currently faced. It's being investigated and it's part of the Medicare agreement. Leonard Friend is, with respect, going beyond just confirming there was an agreement and confirming the terms of the agreement and the amount involved. He's claimed privilege on that respect, or in that respect, on that contract.
What would implicate the privilege? Just on this one question.
Chairperson, I'm not going to. I will withdraw the question at this point in time. But
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Then perhaps if you could assist us. I'm interested in the nature of relationship that you had with Mr. Karim and how you could persuade him to extend to you a loan of 15 million in the absence of a written agreement. And I assume no security or guarantee for the repayment of that loan? Are you able to take the commissioners into your confidence?
I did not have to persuade him. I just showed him my contract and my SLA, and then I just maybe discussed how much the contract is worth and how much he can make out of it.
Okay.
And then it was not a matter of I had to persuade him. It was either whether he is doing it or not. So I didn't have to persuade him.
Now, originally, I thought it was a written agreement, and you corrected me and you said, no, this one was an oral agreement, and I'd asked for a copy of the written agreement.
Between myself and Karim.
And Mr. Karim, you said it was an oral agreement, right?
Yes, yes.
And then the benefit of having had a written agreement is that it would then inform the commission of the terms of the loan. Correct?
Yes.
Now, we don't have that benefit. Being an oral agreement, are you able to assess what were the terms of that loan? Repayment, whether or not your company or you were restricted in terms of how you utilize those amounts, the 15 million, terms of repayment, length of repayment, interest rate applicable, the usual loan agreement terms, which applied in this case?
Commissioner, like I said before, this is a matter that is in court. However, I will just have to check, because I think I was paying him 10% of what SCPS was paying me.
Yes.
And for a period of how long, I don't remember. I think I was supposed to do that until I reached. I don't remember the contents of the contents of our agreement on top of my head.
Okay.
But what I know is that I was paying him 10% of what SCPS was paying.
Have you paid off this loan
No.
to date, or still outstanding? Do you have a sense of the amount outstanding?
No, I don't know.
Any educated guess?
No, I can't.
Peter?
I can't.
You can't answer. But I take it that, is it your personal bank account or your company's bank account that was settling the loan, so we can take it from other verifiable sources?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Now,
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Still on this current relationship? Mr. Matlala, before you approached, you say you knew Mr. Karim, he had a company, a security company, also had a security company. Before you approached him for this loan, what was the nature of your relationship with him?
With some, for me to end up knowing him, he also used to come and visit Mr. Musibi at his farm, and then because he will see me there now and then, we ended up being close. So maybe I will also say because of the advice that we'll share within the security industry, so we ended up becoming close.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
thank you. And perhaps a related question. If I hadn't asked it, when did you get to know Mr. Karim? Were you introduced, or you just bumped into each other within the security sector because you both played in that space?
Yeah, we just bumped into each other.
When was that?
Maybe I'll say from maybe 2020.
2020. And as I understand it, and I speak under correction, Mr. Karim is from the Northwest.
Yes.
Does he provide his services out here in Gauteng, or alternatively, do you provide your services out in Northwest? I'm trying to see where you bumped into each other to get
Yes,
to know
he's
each
from
other.
Northwest, but he stays in Sandton.
Oh, so he operates his security businesses here in the Gauteng area.
I don't know where he operates his business.
So where would you have bumped into each other?
I said he used to visit Mr. Msibi.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. And you met him in 2019, you said?
I'm saying maybe 2020, 2021.
19 to 21, thereabout?
Between you and
All right.
Mr. Matlala, I may have misunderstood your answer in the light of this discussion with Ms. Sidlo. I have you in answer to me, and I may be wrong, I may have misunderstood. I have you saying you met him at Mr. CB, and because he was in the security industry, you ended up having discussions, and that's how over time you became close.
Yes,
Is that
that's correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. I note that at paragraph 14.13, Mr. Matlala refers to the Major General as Temba with an H. The page 7 is Temba without an H, so we accept that perhaps our spelling may have been wrong. He intends to, it's correct, Mr. Matlala, you intended to talk about the person listed in item 13 of page 7, notwithstanding the difference in the spelling of the name.
Honestly, I don't know his surname, so I don't know whether it's a spelling error or not. I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, that's quite fine, and I do accept that the spelling error may be on our part, but at least it's the same person that we are dealing with. If we then, Chair, move to...
Sorry, I think I missed two names. Did you
Yes.
include both items 23 and 24, Colonel Maleka and Lieutenant Colonel Maluleke?
Yes, Nehemiah Maleka, who's 14.1, is included. It's item 23.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And 24?
Maluleke, I had...
Not.
Maluleke is not listed,
Not.
is not part of his paragraph 14.
All right, thank you.
Now, paragraph 15 then involves other persons, the first being Minister Senzo Mchunu, and the request in that respect is item 1 of the page 7. The next is General Patlani. And item 4 on page 7. Thereafter, it's followed by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, that's item 6. And Lieutenant General Mulefe Fani, that's item 7. And lastly, Major General Feroz Khan, that's item 11. So that would, on my estimation, leave, if we go then page 7, it will leave item 5, Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibia. We'll leave out item 8, Lieutenant General Kosisin Tumule. Item 9, former General Sandra Tema. Item 10, Major General Lesija Sinona. Item 12, Major General Richard Shibiri. Item 16, Brigadier Patrick Netengwe. 18, Brigadier Petunia Reabetsu Linono.
Sorry, Netengwe is 14.4.
Oh, the error is mine. Yes, it's quite good. Thank you, Commissioner. Then that takes us to 18. 18 is dealt with, yes, at item 14.6. So after Major General Shibiri, then we would jump to 24, Lieutenant Colonel Maluleke. Yes, we've got Malika. And then Sergeant or Captain Zungu, as the witness has stated, and Commissioner Julius Mkhwanazi at item 28. Those are the persons that he has not addressed in the statement or his relationship with them.
Ms. Zillo, it might be I missed it. Item 2 and 26.
Yes, item, indeed. 26 would be Faningosi. That's quite, I confused that with Mulefe Fani. That would be correct.
And did you mention item 2? Bheki Cele?
I miscounted it as somebody he had dealt with in his statement. The commissioner is quite correct.
Thank you.
Chairperson.
Yes.
I do feel compelled, maybe as client is not legally trained, to just highlight the following issues. In addition to what the client has said, I was not the deponent, or I didn't assist with the drafting of this affidavit, but I was consulted on issues relating thereto. The persons that were left off also relates to IDAC. There's certain investigations conducted by IDAC, and it was going to be dealt with in the supplementary affidavit. There was information that the attorneys endeavoured to obtain from IDAC that, put it this way, that they battled to get, but we're dealing with it in a different way. So the legal basis is not only based on the statement that's at issue, but it relates to investigations that were conducted by IDAC. And I think I'm going to stop there, because we do intend to basically also set out for you the legal basis as to why these names cannot be dealt with also vis-a-vis IDAC's investigations. And then specifically, I can also mention in respect of the last person, I think it's General Khumalo from the EMPD, there's certain further information. It all relates to the issue of suspect, the legal definition of a suspect, etc., and your rights afforded to you as a suspect. I just wanted to place this on record. May I please you?
Thank you.
So we understand the reason why then some of the people who've been left out on the list were left out. We accept that they will then be addressed in the supplementary statement to be filed, and we shall pick it up from there when that statement is filed. Let's then turn our attention, Mr. Matlala, to your paragraph 15, where you then deal with the 5 people. At 15.1, you recall that the request to you had been to explain the history and relationship you maintain with the specific persons listed at page 7. And to give the details as to the nature and extent and frequency of your communication, etc. You deal at 15.1 with your relationship with Minister Mchunu, or if there is any, if you could then address yourself to your paragraph 15.1.
I place on record that I do not have any relationship with Minister Senzo Mchunu. I have never met Minister Mchunu and have had no interactions with him, nor have I been at any gatherings where he was present. It suffices to say that I do not know Minister Mchunu.
And just a question of clarification here. You say you have had no interactions, I take it, with personal interactions.
Yes.
Have you had any interactions on your behalf? Have there been any interactions on your behalf with Minister Mchunu, to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Initiated by you? Have you ever requested anyone to engage with him on your behalf?
No, it was only during when we had to confirm whether we know each other. There's a letter that I sent to, it was sent, I think, to the IDAC committee.
Yes.
So it's that interaction that I'm referring to.
So that's the interaction you had with him. Are you able
Not with him directly.
Oh, yes. Please clarify.
Not with him directly.
Through who?
Through the attorney.
Okay. The attorney being his attorney or your attorney?
My attorney and his attorney.
Okay. And sorry. Now you have specified the interactions you had with Minister Mchunu through your attorneys, and you reference a particular letter you submitted to, or that was submitted to Parliament. And you said this was through your respective attorneys, both yourself and Minister Mchunu's. Have you had any other dealings or interactions with him through interactions by others?
No.
None.
No.
Then if we go over... Yes, please.
Mr. Mchunu's foundation, have you had any dealings with it?
No, nothing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now, perhaps because you were requested at 2.2.5, when you speak of any particular individual, to indicate whether you have exchanged information with them. At 2.2.6, whether you have given or offered any gifts, gratification, money, sponsorship, favors to any of these individuals. Now, confining ourselves to Minister Mchunu, if you look at paragraph 2.2.6 of the notice, do you confirm that you have not taken any step that constitutes an offer of gift or sponsorship to Mr. Mchunu, whether directly or indirectly? Is that your position?
No, I've never is.
Okay. If then I can invite us to page 13. At page 13, you deal the same questions, but now in Risto Patlane. You deal with that at 15.2.
I place on record that I know General Patlani. I'm unable to recall how many times I have met with him, and place on record that these meetings were, to the best of my knowledge and belief at the time, when he was no longer within the employ of the subs. I confirm that I have no business dealings with General Patlani, nor have I ever asked for any favors from him or offered him any gratifications.
In light of your response in regard to, insofar as Minister Mchunu is concerned, specifically whether you have ever asked of him any favors?
From General Patlani?
No, Mr. Mchunu, I'm going back because when you speak of General Patlani, you specifically say you've never asked for any favors from him or offered him any gratifications. That is a claim you don't make in respect of Mr. Mchunu. So my question to you is whether you have ever asked of any favor of Minister Mchunu.
No, I have never asked any favors from him.
You then, at paragraph 15.6, deal with your relationship with Lieutenant General Matlala Mkhwanazi. If you could read that into the record.
I place on record that I know and have on one occasion met Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. I do not have any relationship with him.
Are you in a position to describe very briefly, even just highlights, this meeting on this one occasion? Are you able to provide any detail?
I cannot provide any details because it has to do with the case that I'm attending in Pretoria for Medicare tender.
Sorry, please say that again.
I'm saying I cannot provide any details because my meeting with General Mkhwanazi, it has to do with the tender that I had with SAPS.
Okay.
Which now I'm attending court and I'm charged for that matter.
So if I understand you correctly, then your meeting in that occasion you reference involved the Medicare 24 tender?
Yes.
Did it involve any other issue besides the Medicare 24 tender?
No, it has to do with Medicare 24 tender.
Your voice tends to drop sometimes, or maybe my hearing is not what it should be.
I try to speak next to the speaker.
You can pull them closer to you if more comfortable. Thank you. Particular one occasion, because you say you've met with him only once. I hear that you say that meeting involved or related to the Medicare 24 contract, which you say is part of the ongoing criminal trial.
Yes.
My question was whether or not you discussed any other matters outside the Medicare 24 contract, and if so, what those were.
Yeah, there is something that we discussed except the Medicare 24 tender.
Are you able to shed light on what was discussed?
Maybe, again, Chairperson, this particular issue, I want to request for a number of reasons that it be parked. We intend to bring, if necessary, again in law, an application to the Commission to deal with that issue differently. So at this point, I respectfully submit that for reasons that we've also disclosed to the evidence leaders, I do not think it's pertinent or prudent at this point to deal with this issue. We will deal with it in the supplementary affidavit together with a specifically application as to how we wish to deal with that aspect, because the client's already indicated to you that there's a relation to the Medicare contract that flows from there. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure about the date, but it's in 2025. I think around March, but I'm not sure.
And where?
It was in Durban.
And if I then may just follow up on that, who initiated the meeting?
I asked for the meeting.
Now, I understand then that the detail of what was discussed regarding the Medicare 24 contract, for which you invoke your rights as an accused, as well as the discussion around the warrant of arrest in respect of the Johannesburg court case, the detail will be provided in the supplementary statement.
Yes.
And in respect of both, you invoke your right not to self-incriminate.
Yes.
Is that okay? Just checking.
I just ask one more
Yes.
question, sorry. Is this the same meeting where General Senona was present?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that the same one?
Yes.
He's already testified as regards the date and time. So I think he said it was in April.
April. Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. And you will accept that date of the April because you say it's the one occasion?
Yes.
Okay. This then would lead us to your paragraph 16, starting at the bottom of page 13.